you got your instructions in the dressing room. This is a 10-round fight for the USBA title. I want you to protect yourself at all times. At all times, I want you to obey my command. Touch gloves, back to your corners.
We always talk about belts don't matter. But when it's a regional belt, Tim, it gets you closer to your world championship dream. And that's what Keyshawn Davis feels he's ready for in his 10th professional fight.
Absolutely, and he's in match tough. Wu is not a slouch. He has came into this match.
He lost to Jermaine Ortiz, who was 14-0-1. Ortiz gave Loma all he could handle. He beat Michael Dutchover, who was 15-1. His last 5 opponents are 69-3-1. And now they say, all right, take on the kid who many believe is the future of the lightweight division. And here he is in against Keyshawn Davis.
Hey, Wu doing that stab jab down to the body. Right hand over the top. Just wait for it. You know, right now, Keyshawn is not choosing to throw it just yet. He's still trying to find his range, calculating that. Trying to adjust to the speed of Wu. But sooner or later, there was the right hand right there. Just missed off the mark.
A little double flick with the right hand from Keyshawn Davis. You see the speed. There's power behind that as well from the Tokyo Olympian silver medalist. You see the pink and white trunks that Keyshawn is wearing. They're in honor of his grandmother, Jackie, who passed away from breast cancer. So he's bringing that to light in her memory. It's got quotes from the members of his family and what Jackie, his grandma, meant to all those young men and women who she raised. See the speed, once again, just quick hands from Keyshawn Davis. Nice left from Nahir Albright.
Y'all watch your punches, no behind the head.
No, Albright's getting off to a quick start. He's not sitting back and allowing Keyshawn to get comfortable. He's trying to make him uncomfortable, and he's not allowing him to counter. He saw the right hand was going to come, and Wu did a great job just stepping inside the pocket to cover himself.
This is a great step-up fight for a fighter like Keyshawn Davis because he's in there with an athletic fighter who's got quick hands as well, who has an answer for everything that Davis wants to throw.
Nice
but
hook.
that overhand right from Davis found a home on the chin of Albright. Bringing down Davis, standing his ground. Those are the things you have to do against a young fighter with the skill and the moxie of Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah, you don't want him to get comfortable. You want to keep him uncomfortable all the time. You know, and if you can get him defensive, he's not throwing punches, then how the heck is he going to be able to win rounds? You can't win rounds just with defense.
You saw Keyshawn Davis take a peek up. There's a giant screen behind us, and fighters have a tendency, Tim, of wanting to look at themselves, do what they're doing in the ring.
Ooh, nice right hand over the top right there. Just beautiful timing right there, catching Wu as he was stepping right onto his front foot to engage. Nice short right hand over the top.
Another one from Keyshawn Davis. And the reason that Nahir Albright is nicknamed Wu is because when he was in the gym and fighting in the amateurs, he would do stuff that left people saying, woo. So that's how he got his nickname. The businessman, Keyshawn Davis, his nickname is because he's all about making money in the ring and becoming the next American superstar at lightweight, which is loaded with talent.
Well, Keyshawn is all about control, too. He likes to control every scenario inside the ring. He fights when he wants to fight. Just because Wu is fighting doesn't mean that he has to fight. He's just taking his time right now. He has a ton of rounds to work, you know, still his back. But at the same time, you don't want to get Wu confident. He does. When he shoots his jab, he goes back on his back foot, puts his head back there, tries to turn his shoulder. The right hand, there it is again, over the top.
We had a warning from James Green to Keyshawn Davis to keep those punches up. But the reason, Tim, is a lot of guys can take a headshot, but when you get hit downstairs, it's a different type of pain. Why he's not on the ring apron for this fight and is allowing Esau Dieguez
and his brothers.
We always talk about B&B, Bomac and Bud Crawford. it's a team there, and Esau Dieguez and Red Spikes do a lot of the work, don't get a lot of the credit, but Bomac wanted to make sure they did get their credit tonight, and you see how slick and how powerful those shots to the body are from Keyshawn Davis after Albright got off a couple of punches himself.
It is again. Anytime Wu goes into the high guard, you should expect offense coming back with Keyshawn. Keyshawn likes guys that like to shell up in front of him. He knows how to find the holes around the guard.
There's that overhand right once again. If Albright reaches with that jab, you can be sure that Davis is going to make him pay.
The Albright had the herky-jerky style, moving his hips. Well, he's getting him lunging now. We were starting to lunge, but Keyshawn, there it is, a left hook. That's what I was waiting on. And he's going to have more of that, especially when Wu throws his right hand. Just watch his back foot, how it lifts up off the canvas. He gets himself off balance. That left hook's going to be there.
That left hook to the body landed perfectly on the flanks of Nahir Albright, who is a great singer, actually. Nice right hand. And you saw the legs of Albright start to shake. And here is Keyshawn Davis.
Seconds down.
Pummeling Albright on the ropes, but Albright still has his legs under him.
See that post right there? Just lining it up.
Unofficial scorecard. What do you have it, Tim? Those subtleties that make him special. And, you know, it may not show up in the box score, but at the end of the night, they continue to pile up points. And you see how he is now switching his tactics to go down to the body of Nahir Albright.
He's playing with Albright right now. He's doing whatever he wants to do.
It's going to be tougher and tougher to get opposition for Keyshawn Davis on his rise to a world title opportunity. You see the counter right once again.
That was a catch and shoot right there. You know, you catch the punch on the right side and you throw the punch that you caught.
Man, you ain't got nothing I want to hear.
It's a fight. See, the counter punching has Wu now a little bit spooked. Wu's not throwing as much punches as he was early on. It's because of counter punching.
Yeah, and in the corner they told Wu, you're leading with your head, not with your jab.
Good body shot right there from Wu, though.
We're in round 6 of a scheduled 10-round fight. This leads us to a world title unification. Vincenzo Gualtieri. And we've called 8 fights on our ESPN Plus undercard, Tim. This referee, James Green, did deduct 1 point from each fighter in the second fight of the night. So he does not play around.
No, he doesn't.
So both guys are going to have to be careful with that.
Right. Off his neck.
Wu letting his hands go here in the 6th round. But then he gets caught with that overhand right.
Nice uppercut in the inside short. And Wu anticipated that, threw a left hook down to the body.
Right. Yeah, I got you. There we go. All right.
Keyshawn is just stalking at this point. There's that
good jab.
A power jab from Keyshawn Davis, and sets up that 1-2. That's high praise, but also huge expectations to be able to do what Andre Ward did at his peak.
Absolutely. One of the best to ever do it.
Round 6 is in the books between. Tim, we're going to buy you one of those hats. I don't know if they make them in your size.
They might do. I think they do. Come on now.
Oh. Pull down on Davis, Albright goes down. You see the total punches, 93 landed out of 203. And although Albright has thrown 30 more punches, he's at the halfway point of what Keyshawn has been able to land so far. One of those punches from Keyshawn, though, did cause a cut over the left eye.
Albright's trainer, what do you do to change the course of this fight, change its rhythm? Because I need my guy to pick up the pace. I need him to jab more, not just once, but 2 and 3 times.
That's a tall order against a fighter who can counter as well as Keyshawn does.
Exactly, and that's what's happening right now. He's shutting him down. Everything you do, and he fights on his terms only. Just because you're throwing a lot of punches doesn't mean that he's going to throw a lot of punches. He's going to tie you up. He's going to step inside. He's going to allow the ref to do this work. He'll move when he needs to, you know, come back to the center of the ring, but he fights on his own terms.
Off his neck, break, off his neck.
Mark Kriegel was mentioning the fact that Mike Labani feels he's got the cut under control, but now it's starting to actually bleed.
Yeah.
Nahir Albright, in his career, he's only been cut once against Sidney Macau. It was also the left eye. That was in March of 2018. That's not the reaction you want to hear from a fighter.
No, it isn't. And, you know, you got to take those type of actions serious. You really do, because you don't know if you really can't see or not. You know, you can get hit in the right spot, and it can deter your vision. So, as of right now, he's doing very well by trying to stay close. If he really can't see out of that eye.
William Zepeda just had a great performance. Pitbull Cruz, Frank Martin is there. So he really wants to prove that once those belts are vacant, he deserves to go and fight for one of those.
Good shot, 2-punch combination right there from Wu.
Maybe it's that urgency that Nahir Albright is feeling with the blood, with the issue with his vision.
Just waiting on Keyshawn to turn it up. You know, I don't know if he's going to wait one more round and let Wu weaken a little bit more. But right now, it seems like he's taking this round off.
For his career, Keyshawn Davis lands at around a 52% clip on his power punches. Tonight, he's landing at 43%. Not up to his standards. That's a nice right hand. Albright reels backwards. 14 seconds left here in round number 8. Time is his best ally, but his enemy Davis comes in and catches a right hand from Nahir Albright.
Her snake is a deadly snake. Keyshawn Davis on his way in. Perfect setup.
It just goes to show you can never take anything for granted in this ring. And Keyshawn, after hurting Albright, maybe thought, ooh, he's mine. And guess what? That's what Pacquiao thought when Juan Manuel Marquez landed that right.
Exactly.
Mark, we're in round number 9. What's your score after 8 full rounds?
80-72. I still have a shutout by Keyshawn, despite that rather impressive.
I got you. Let me have it. Break clean.
See that right hand as Keyshawn was stepping straight back. Wu came in with a jab.
I don't know if Keyshawn's corner said, hey, you got this, just box.
If he throws combinations, something will eventually land.
Ooh, nice left from Davis. Albright tries to counter himself.
Albright just got to be careful. You don't walk into something. Keyshawn trying to set him up right now, playing peekaboo. He's here 1 minute, go on the next. If Albright gets a little bit too relaxed, he's going to run into something.
You see the footwork on our ESPN Plus undercard. So this is a fighting family, and this is a moment for Davis to take over. That has been a lingering issue since the Olympics that Keyshawn Davis has been dealing with. He said he hired a personal chef to be with him this entire camp, felt better than ever. But then come fight night, you never know how your body's going to react. Oh, nice counter from Nahir Albright, taking it to Keyshawn Davis here in round 10.
There it is, letting them hands go. I told you.
Nahir Albright has 7 knockouts and 16 wins. This fight comes to an end. They go after the bell.
And still, USBA, WBO, Intercontinental, WBC, USA lightweight champion, Keyshawn the Businessman Davis.